So when you receive your living gift terrariums in the box, it's important that you unpack them immediately, and we try to put together the best display possible, making the plants and terrariums look as good as we can. The small weck comes as you see here, and you just simply unpack it. Many of you have already done this before. Being careful to pull away the cotton while trying not to damage the plant or pull up too much of the floor of the terrarium. Now oftentimes you'll see a little bit of the cotton is left in residual. You can just reach in and pull out, maybe orientate if a rock got over to the wrong side, maybe try to pull that out. Just try to pull away all the pieces of the cotton that you possibly can. You end up with a nice looking terrarium. It's important that you water it. Probably the quickest way to kill these things is to overwater them. So you definitely don't want to give too much water. But you should have received your kit, and just carefully give them a little drink to start with, right over the top of the plant, going right into the roots, maybe just a tad more, and that's fine. Now if you're using the weck and you want to have the lid on, it's perfectly fine to just put the lid on and put it on display, and you essentially will not have to water again. You can just keep the lid on and you will not have to water again going forward. So there's enough ecosystem going on there. That's a real simple way. But for diversity, it's good to display the weck a number of different ways. And this can be used as a saucer. Some people like the look of this when it's looking like that. You can put the clips down here, but at least then you have everything that you can use. Another way to do it and display it is to just simply leave the top like this without the rubber band going around it. And when you receive the carafe, one other way that's important in terms of watering, if you look at the bottom, you've got a layer of rock on the bottom. If that starts filling up with water and you can see a lot of water down there, you've been watering it too much and you just need to lay back on the water. And the reason for that rock bed is to provide some air and to make sure that if you do overwater, there's a place for the water to go. In terms of the carafe, when you're unwrapping the carafe, very similar thing. We're going to try to get it unwrapped as quickly as possible. Of course, you got your directions in here in the box. We're taking the cotton off, slowly taking it apart as quickly as we can. Sometimes they're in pieces. And you can see there's not much cotton on that one left residually. We want to water this. And again, because it does not have a top, it's going to need to be watered about once a week with about a teaspoon, a little bit more, maybe up to 2 teaspoons depending on how it looks. And then you may want to put a little bit of water on the moss here, because it's a living thing as well. The moss will sometimes turn a little bit of brown and then turn right back into green. It sort of has a life of its own. It's a living thing. If it dries out too much, it will get a little bit brown, but it will come back as well. If you see water coming all the way up to here, if it smells bad, you probably watered it too much. You need to get it off the display rack and put it in the back. And in fact, if you see any bad plants on the display rack, they need to be moved to the back. Sometimes when you receive plants, they may look like this, and you may see here these sort of brownish plants, and they've been under stress. And you can quite simply just take a simple pair of scissors that you probably have in your office drawer, and you can pull out those pieces. You want to kind of cut away the bad looking leaves or places of the plant while not really scalping it, just removing those bad pieces. It'll grow back from there. And so a quick little trim like this can take a really bad looking situation and make it into a nice looking plant very, very quickly. And that's a very simple thing to do. And again, you can take a bad looking plant with a couple of clips like that, and this will fly off the shelf. So it's important that the plants that are out on the display rack look really good. If they look bad, try to take them to the back, give them a little bit of rehab. And it's just, if you're looking at these and some of them start looking bad, it starts to question how hard this is to really take care of. and they're not hard to take care of. Usually when something's looking bad, it's either been overwatered or it had a little bit of a stressful ride and needs some trimming. Thank you.